She's been extremely productive when she's out there.
When she shows up, it's going to be something monumental.
She is by far the best player in the league. All the fans want to be just like Caitlin.
She's the biggest draw by far this league has ever had. She has put this league on the national map in ways it's never been.
She's the prime Michael Jordan in the WNBA.
The moment Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA, everything changed.
Without Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever faithful, they showed up. Despite the absence, Fever Wings, the network's most watched game, peaked with 1.5 million based off the CC effect alone.
And now, the numbers prove it. The Indiana Fever, a team that just a year ago was barely mentioned in national conversations, has officially been crowned the most watched, most talked about franchise in America.
Last Friday's Fever Wings WNBA regular season game averaged 1.14 million viewers on ION. The network's most watched game of the season trails only 6 game windows last season, all of which featured Caitlin Clark.
Why? 2 words, Caitlin Clark. She doesn't just show up, she takes over. With or without playing a single minute, Clark's influence has sent TV ratings through the roof. Her presence alone has turned ordinary matchups into must-see primetime events.
The Caitlin Clark supporters, they showed up.
Ever since joining the WNBA, ticket sales, merchandise sales, TV ratings, interest in the league have all skyrocketed.
Games featuring the Fever are breaking records left and right, and even when she's sidelined with injury, millions still tune in.
The first time the Indiana Fever are on ION without Caitlin Clark, 851,000 views. This game peaked at 1.5. The Caitlin Clark supporters, they showed up.
This isn't hype. This is a cultural shift. And at the center of it is a rookie who's already carrying an entire league on her back. Just 1 year ago, the Indiana Fever were struggling to fill seats. Now they're leading the entire WNBA in national viewership and fan engagement.
What do we think Caitlin Clark's debut on ION is going to bring us this year? A 1.5 million viewed game when that debut occurs.
All thanks to the Caitlin Clark effect. The transformation is nothing short of historic. From the moment she was drafted, Caitlin didn't just boost ticket sales. She lit a fire under the entire franchise.
She's the face of the league. She got to play. She's a captain.
There are millions of people that never cared about the WNBA at all that now care because Caitlin Clark is in the WNBA.
And now with back-to-back primetime slots and sellout arenas across the country, the Fever have become the team everyone wants to see.
Due to Caitlin Clark's groin injury, we were robbed of that moment. Averaged 1.14 million viewers.
According to the latest ESPN and Nielsen reports, Indiana Fever games featuring Caitlin Clark have consistently pulled in over 1.5 million viewers per broadcast, outpacing not just other WNBA games, but many NBA summer matchups.
Indiana Fever at the Chicago Sky, 1.6 million views. Indiana Fever against the Washington Mystics, they averaged 1.023.
And even MLB primetime showings. That's unheard of for a rookie. And even more impressive, when Caitlin missed games due to injury, viewership still held strong.
Unfortunately, due to Caitlin Clark's groin injury, we were robbed of that moment. Caitlin Clark missed the game with a groin injury that continues to linger, that continues to nag.
Proving her name alone draws a crowd. But it's not just TV. On the ground, the Fever are smashing attendance records in every city they visit. Teams like the Aces, Wings, and Liberty are seeing their highest home crowd numbers when the Fever are in town. Even road games have become Caitlin Clark showcases, with fans lining up in Fever gear just to catch a glimpse of her warm-ups. She's turned every game into an event.
There is some version of animosity based upon the love that Caitlin Clark is receiving by everybody else.
In reality, she is the best thing that's ever happened to this league.
Caitlin Clark is must-see TV.
And while most rookies spend their first season finding their rhythm, Clark is out here dominating headlines, driving revenue, and dragging her team into national relevance. Indiana, once buried at the bottom of the league's rankings, is now being talked about alongside championship contenders. Not because of a stacked roster, but because one rookie has brought in more value than most teams have seen in decades.
Caitlin Clark is the system.
Caitlin Clark is
generational talent we've needed.
She is the system.
She's 4th in the league in MVP voting.
Caitlin Clark is an absolute all-star. She is the Michael Jordan of this. This is the girl that girls have been waiting for forever.
She's pulling in crazy viewership numbers.
She's not just growing the game, she's redefining what it means to be a franchise player. And the Fever, they're reaping the rewards. The numbers don't lie. Caitlin Clark has sparked the greatest ratings explosion in WNBA history.
And the ratings plummet 55% league-wide. Like, it's like Saturday Night Live when they don't have a big star on. Maybe I'll catch a clip, not the show. She comes back.
According to industry reports, multiple Indiana Fever games featuring Clark have shattered previous viewership records, with broadcasts on ESPN, ABC, and Amazon Prime pulling in 1.5 to 2.3 million viewers, a number once thought impossible for women's professional basketball.
Indiana Fever at the Chicago Sky, 1.6 million views last year, along with Indiana Fever versus the Phoenix Mercury, that gave you 1.34. Minnesota Lynx versus the Indiana Fever at 1.26. Phoenix Mercury at the Indiana Fever at 1.22. Indiana Fever and the Atlanta Dream at 1.18. And then the Indiana Fever against the Washington Mystics, they average 1.023.
In fact, some of these games have even outrated NHL playoff games in MLB primetime broadcasts, firmly placing the WNBA in mainstream sports conversation. And it's not just national TV where her impact is felt. On streaming platforms like YouTube TV, Amazon Prime, and ESPN+, Caitlin Clark Fever games dominate the trending charts.
She deserves all the attention.
All the attention's going to her.
Consistently ranking among the most watched live events of the day. These platforms weren't even viable revenue sources for the league just a few years ago. Now, they're major cash machines, and it's Clark who flipped the switch. But it's not only viewership. Merchandise sales have exploded.
The way she came into the WNBA, with all the hype, we hadn't seen this before.
Caitlin Clark is the one bringing all the media attention. Caitlin Clark is the one bringing all the young guys to the WNBA, people who are wanting to watch and tune into all these games. All the fans want to be just like Caitlin.
Clark's jersey is the number. One seller across the WNBA, outselling every other player by wide margins. Team stores can't restock fast enough. And even rival teams are reporting massive revenue bumps when the Fever come to town.
WNBA games on ION are now averaging 541,000 viewers for the season.
The Las Vegas Aces reported a record one-day ticket sale the moment Fever tickets dropped.
Aces versus Mercury on NBA TV. They gave us 230,000 viewers on a Sunday night.
The Dallas Wings saw their largest gate in franchise history when Indiana showed up. The impact is systemic. Sponsors like Nike, State Farm, and Gatorade have increased their WNBA investments.
So Caitlin Clark's signature PE Kobe Bryant shoes came out today.
Let me know, did you pick up the Kobe Protro 5 Caitlin Clark PE series?
Caitlin Clark shoes sold out within 10 damn minutes.
And it's no coincidence this all began with Clark's arrival. Even local economies are benefiting. Hotels, restaurants, and vendors in host cities are reporting boosts every time the Fever are scheduled to play there. Meanwhile, Indiana, yes, Indiana, is being crowned as the #1 most visible franchise in the WNBA, all because of one player who has proven she's not just a scorer or a passer, she's a walking economy.
The weight that she is carrying for the sake of the sport, both intentionally and incidentally, I don't think anybody has had to carry more weight.
For a league that's battled for attention for decades, this isn't just a breakout moment. It's a full-scale revolution. And at the center of it is a rookie who's showing every single night that she's not just playing the game, she's changing it. What's most shocking and most powerful is that Caitlin Clark has achieved this while still adjusting to the professional game. She's not on a super team. She's not coasting behind veterans or riding bench minutes. She's leading, she's producing, and she's doing it under the most intense spotlight women's basketball has ever seen.
She is by far the best player in the league. All the fans want to be just like Caitlin.
She's the biggest draw by far this league has ever had. She has put this league on the national map in ways it's never been.
Even in games where she struggles statistically, she's still the storyline. Broadcasters build entire segments around her. Social media trends spike the moment she touches the floor. And every time she gets fouled, passes, scores, or simply smiles, it becomes instant content.
NaLyssa Smith. They're going to be some type of package for NaLyssa Smith when she makes her return to Indiana tonight.
This level of engagement isn't normal. It's superstar energy, and she's still only months into her rookie season. But what truly separates Caitlin Clark from everyone else is that she's doing it all while lifting everyone around her.
NaLyssa Smith. They're going to be some type of package for NaLyssa Smith when she makes her return to Indiana tonight.
Teammates like Aaliyah Boston are gaining national attention. Other rookies like Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, and even opposing stars are getting more airtime simply by sharing the floor with her.
A'ja Wilson's million-viewed game. So not only does she need Caitlin Clark, it appears she needs Angel Reese too to get the ratings that are somewhat respectable.
This isn't just the Caitlin Clark show, it's the Caitlin Clark effect, and it's raising the tide for the entire league. And let's talk about the Fever. Just one season ago, they were buried in the standings and virtually invisible on the national radar. Now, they're selling out arenas coast to coast, headlining ESPN doubleheaders, and being talked about as the team to watch in every WNBA conversation.
Caitlin Clark is Indiana Fever's leading scorer at over 19 points a game.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlin?
And she's so good at basketball.
Caitlin Clark is undeniably the offensive engine.
Because she's that awesome person and she has like a lot of aura, so like...
Cannot deny the impact that she's made on this sport.
Indiana hasn't just gotten better on the floor, they've become a cultural force off it. And every bit of that momentum ties back to the rookie wearing number.
Is the athleticism of Erin McDonald going to make an impact? Michaela Timpson has been getting some quality minutes on the floor. When Michaela Timpson gets 10 or more minutes, the Indiana Fever are undefeated.
22nd. Analysts, commentators, and even rival coaches have acknowledged it. Caitlin Clark has redefined what one player can mean to an entire league. From TV ratings and merchandise to fan interest and sponsorship dollars, the Fever are now the face of the WNBA. And with every game, that grip gets tighter. This isn't a hot streak. It's not a fluke.
Las Vegas Aces versus the Indiana Fever, and we had another last 14-minute collapse.
It's the rise of a generational icon. One game, one record, and one broadcast at a time. Caitlin Clark hasn't just changed the game, she's changed the business. From record-breaking ratings to sold-out arenas, from viral highlights to economic impact, she's turned the Indiana Fever into the most powerful franchise in the WNBA.
Mercury versus the Liberty following the Indiana Fever game averaged 610,000 viewers, about 500,000 people turned it off.
And she's only getting started. This isn't a moment, it's a movement. A rookie who's rewriting the rules, a team that went from forgotten to #1, first in the nation, and a league that finally has the spotlight it's long deserved because one player dared to demand it.
Caitlin Clark is the needle mover.
She is the needle mover.
She is the franchise player.
And she was the MVP. She is the main draw.
She wasn't the one who was full sprinting down the court.
So if you're still asking whether Caitlin Clark is the real deal, just look at the numbers. Look at the crowds. Look at the crown. Indiana runs the game now, and Caitlin Clark put them there.
Caitlin Clark is Indiana Fever's leading scorer at over 19 points a game.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlin?
And she's so good at basketball.
Caitlin Clark is undeniably the offensive engine.
Because she's that awesome person and she has like a lot of aura, so like...
Cannot deny the impact that she's made on this sport.